Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. Well, who would have thunk it? Whose money was on her going back to Kuwait? This morning at 7 a.m. Kuwaiti time on April 8th, she posted a very short video with only text, and we're gonna go through it blow by blow here. Final update for a while. Yeah, I give her 24 hours and she's back. I'm going back to Kuwait. I got a bit nostalgic for Canada, but when I get here, my feelings change. Moving here feels like a step back. There will be no going back to how things were. I love my new life as a revert, and despite not being perfect, I will get closer to Allah, inshallah. The vibe in the Middle East is best. Islamic countries are best. Okay, so I get the whole thing because again I used to live in the States, but I'm from Germany. I'm currently back in Germany, so I get the nostalgic bit, right? But what I don't get is that she's not in the financial position to keep traveling back and forth like this just to explore her feelings. And so she's very impulsive, and I do not get it. It's financially very irresponsible, but it's her choice, it's her life. Moving here feels like a step back. I'm not sure why she's feeling like that. She could also look at it as she's going back to her roots. She's taken a few steps back to see where she went wrong and then correct the course, like maybe not get involved with so many men, not being so, I don't know, the way she was. Whatever she doesn't identify with anymore, she could just drop and explore her personality anew in Canada, right? Where she started out. But I get what she's saying. It feels like a step back. Um, there will be no going back to how things were. Well, we sure hope so, because that was a path of self-destruction, which she is still staying the course in Kuwait, from what we've seen. Um, but going back to how things were would be interesting to hear what her definition of how things were. What part of her past she cannot go back to, what that means. I love my new life as a revert. Well, I surely hope so, because she doesn't seem happy over there in Kuwait. It might be the heat, it might be the pressure she's getting from Salah, whatever role he plays in her life, if he's her husband or just a business partner that was handed over money to provide her with certain services. And despite not being perfect, I will get closer to Allah. Well, I surely hope so, for her sake. The vibe in the Middle East is best. Okay, she can say that for herself, but not as a general statement. Islamic countries are best. Again, cannot say that that is a fact. That is her perception of things. Supporters have threatened to unsub if I choose a direction in life they don't like. I say please leave. I don't need fair weather followers, boundaries people. If any of you send me money for my new place here, oh my god. If any of you who sent me money for my new place here want it back, let me know and I will return it to you, no problem. I wish she could, study punctuation, and she could also use a comma here and there. So supporters have threatened to unsub if I choose a direction in life they don't like. Well, that is a common thing, If people don't like a TV show, they don't watch it anymore. If there's a movie where you don't like where it's going, maybe you turn it off. This is what it's like in life. Or if you're in a relationship with people that frequently do things you don't approve of, you break up with them, right? So Yeah, so her the consequence to that is she says, I say please leave. All right. I'm not sure if she should afford herself the luxury of saying that when her views have been going down despite her eating herself to death on camera. So not even the feeders seem to be impressed anymore. I hope Amber is watching this. I mean, watching the development that not even Foodie Beauty can continue her um, to have the income she used to have and rake in the money that she used to rake in from eating on camera. Amber, I hope you're paying attention. I say please leave. I don't need fair weather followers. Well, you've done so many things that were despicable, and so I think you should be happy about anybody that still follows you. If I was you, I wouldn't comment on that. Boundaries, people, yeah, well, the boundaries is what you need to respect, the boundaries of other people. If they don't like what you do, of course, they're not going to support you anymore. If you take a direction that they wouldn't have gone in and they cannot relate you going into, of course, they're going to fall away from your channel. If any of you who sent me money for my new place here want it back, let me know and I will return it to you, no problem. Okay. I've changed too much to enjoy living here now. Whether you believe it or not, it's not my job to convince people of anything. My husband vowed to take good care of me and to support me even more on my health journey if I return. I will take more of a break now. I will focus on myself. See you. Okay? So I've changed too much to enjoy living here now. I don't know what she means by that. Maybe she's integrated certain aspects of Kuwait too much to be living in Canada now. Maybe she feels safer in her, I don't know, that costume she's wearing. Um, because there are more of those people that dress like that in Kuwait. You see how I'm trying to be careful here, how I'm phrasing it. I think, the for her it's a costume, for other people, of course, it might not be, but maybe she feels safer in an environment where there are a lot of people that were very, where they're covering up their bodies. Maybe that's what she's referring to. Whether you believe it or not, it's not my job to convince people of anything. That is correct, and she's taken this very seriously because she's been flip-flopping for so long, it's not even funny anymore. And I believe that is part of the reason why hers and Amber's views are going down. They cannot convince people of being authentic, or let's say they both try to convince us that they're on a weight loss journey, which they're not, and they did mukbangs, they stuffed their faces, and then they talked about things that were completely unrelated, and people were like, okay, so where's your way in? You keep gaining weight, you keep expanding like a yeast ball, what is going on? And then they reacted allergically to that and ranted and raged at their audience for trying to hold them accountable. And so, yeah, apparently she doesn't see it as her job to convince people of anything. But then again, if you want to turn it around and put yourself in her shoes and think that you're only vlogging your life, like, hey guys, this is me, this is my life with all my flaws and with all my lies and my failed attempts at anything. And so, if you want to watch, watch. If you can't stand it, go away. That is her attitude towards things, even though she financially depends on people to watch her content. And so I don't know. And she has tried. I mean, you got to give her credit for she has tried over the years to change up her content. She's been flexible. Like that is what got her into the whole YouTube game, to where she could actually pay her bills with the YouTube money. Is she used to do makeup on camera, wasn't really good at it from my point of view, and then when she realized that by an accidental mukbang she was pulling in the views, she would continue to do it. It made sense. So she changed. Uh, but then again, it was probably bound to happen. Somebody that's been obsessed with overeating for decades, that they would slip into or get on a very slippery slope on YouTube where they just eat themselves to death for money. It happened to others. There are more popping up now that are doing it, and yeah, it's the decisions that they make and the consequences from that, right? So my husband vowed to take good care of me and to support me even more on my health journey if I return. Yeah, okay, if they have the money to constantly have her fly back and forth because she keeps changing her mind. It's their lives, it's their decisions. I will take more of a break now. I don't see that happening, Chantal, but I hope for your sake that you will. I will focus on myself. See you. All right, so that seems to be the end. Let's see if there's anything else. No, so yeah, so it's a fact. She's going back to Kuwait. Again, I hope for her sake that she's going to take some time away from the camera and find what she wants to do with her life. Because we gotta face it. I mean, to us, she's just another death fat. And, but she is a person and she's trying to make decisions, but she's also riddled with mental health problems, and she does have the food addiction, and it seems to be killing her, and it seems like she's not equipped to deal with it at all, and there is help for her out there, and she doesn't seem to want to get it. And so, yeah, all we can do is just go on with our lives and here and there check in with her when she's posted something and see what path she's taken her life on. I wouldn't want to be her, not even for 5 minutes. Um, we were talking about it in the comments earlier. Here's the problem. I think that the only way that people, like, let's just stick to Amber and Chantal, can turn their lives around is by seeking mental health care like a professional and really be brutally honest with them. But they would have to be aware of what they've been doing on the internet. And so, let's say in Chantal's case, she would have to say, okay, I've been a pig, I've been a glutton, I've been promiscuous, and I've displayed all these bad traits on the internet. That was me. I would like to get away from that. But first and foremost, I would like to save my life. But I cannot focus on doing just that. I'm torn between Kuwait and Canada. I'm torn between having a long distance relationship or business partnership, or being around him where he constantly is nagging me, because he was nagging her before. I doubt he has stopped now that she's even heavier.
You have to lose some weight.
Yeah, but we'll come up with a. No, guys, I really need to lose weight because it's been really affecting my health.
You have to lose some weight.
Yeah, but we'll come up with a. No, guys, I really need to lose weight because it's been really affecting my health.
And so, she would have to be brutally honest to that healthcare professional and say, can you medicate me to a degree where I can focus on things, to where I'm not exhausted all the time, like mentally exhausted. I'm not talking about physically exhausted. That is a direct consequence of her not moving around and always choosing to stuff face instead of going for a walk or whatever. And so she'd have to be honest, maybe get medicated, and that's how it could all start, you know. Of course, her blood pressure would have to be monitored, and all kinds of other body functions for her to make it through that. But I doubt she wants to lose weight. I doubt that Amber wants to lose weight. I think they find their comfort in food, and they're not going to find anything that's going to replace that anytime soon, because they're not listening to us when we say, hey, you get a sense of accomplishment when you actually walked a mile and not just pretended to walk a mile like Amber did, and show clips here and there, like short clips, but de facto she never walked a mile. She would have to walk at least a mile every single day, in order to see any changes. I mean, both of them, Chantal and Amber. But you get a sense of accomplishment, like a sense of actually having success. But people like Chantal and Amber, I mean, mainly Amber right now, is just boasting about success she doesn't have, even though it's very obvious. I mean, it's not like we would have to check into it and see if she's actually lying. We can see her on camera, and we can see that she's not losing any weight, and yet she's trying to sell us that she's lost 40 pounds. Absolutely not. And so, yeah, so this is all I have to say about that. So she's going back to Kuwait. I hope we won't see her for a while for her sake. But then again, we and she, all of us know that she needs the money, and so she's going to be back. I give her like, what, 24 hours, maybe 2 days. We'll see. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna go. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.